My name's Don Mazzetti. I made the joke in the beginning of my last video, like pros and cons of being natty. I'm like,
question: would you rather be huge, rich, and famous, or none of those? Rotis!
you laugh at it, but it's true. Like a lot of people have followed that path.
All about that ass. That ass that's so round.
AKA the brofessor.
The curtain was lifted a bit, but the information wasn't quite there yet. So we were just like, steroids. Let's just start doing them, man. Let's just go. I'm living a lie, and that feels worse to me than just living alone. Be funny, create humor, and I'm like, I don't want to do that.
Don Mazzetti, are you natty or not? All right. I felt like Mike looked more handsome than me, so I was wearing a whole full Young LA thermo set before this.
And now look at you.
I had to upgrade.
That's it.
I'm sorry, Gary. I hope you're not listening to this right now.
He'll understand.
All right, I think we're good.
Cool.
How's your voice sound? You sound pretty good.
Sounds good, man. Radio voice.
Right?
Yeah.
That's why I listen to this, because I hate hearing my voice on YouTube videos, but when I hear my voice on the podcast, I'm like...
Yeah, when you hear it in real life, you're like, ooh, that's pretty good.
I sound okay.
Yeah.
Then I hear myself in like someone's like phone video. I'm like, what the fuck do I sound like that?
So please never speak again.
Something sounds a little... Is this... Hello. Yeah.
Sounds good to me.
Right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Get this right.
Maybe I'm just out of breath because of my hardcore asthma pug nature. Dude, when I was in I think it was kindergarten, there was a girl next to me. She turns around like mid during class while the teacher's just lecturing, and she goes, "Can you just stop breathing?"
No.
Stuck with me ever since.
That's where the trauma started.
That's where the trauma started.
We know where the scars are.
Oh, fuck. So cardio was my worst enemy.
Yeah, and so it's a good excuse to never do it.
Exactly. Okay. All right, homies. We got a special guest today. Wait, should I put on this hat just so we're really...
I think you have to.
Do I need to?
You're teasing us with it, so I think you should put it on.
Fine. I just don't want you to show me off with your like perfectly trimmed beard.
Hey, man. I've been growing this for years.
God damn it, dude. What am I doing wrong? Is it being Asian?
I had a shave when I was 14.
What?
Yeah.
Are you serious?
I remember the day I started shaving. I was a freshman in high school, and 3 different people on the same day came up to me. It was like, yo, dude, you got to start shaving your Mexi stash. I am half Mexican, so I was like, okay, yeah. I went home and was like, just shaved it off. I've been shaving ever since. Well, I guess I stopped shaving at some point when I started growing the beard, but yeah.
That's crazy. What's your other half?
Italian.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Do Italians have? They just have the little squiggly mustache, right?
Slightly racist. Yeah.
Maffanculo.
Yeah, it's a Mario mustache. No.
Mario mustache.
I was just to get hairy genetics. Yeah.
It worked out for you now. You and Brad have that fucking, like, literally perfect, dude.
Yeah. You gotta groom it every day, though. Yeah.
I mean,
small price to pay.
Small price. Small price
Yeah.
for looking like a fucking stud.
Yeah, exactly.
So, homies, we got a special guest today. A special guest. We have Mike Tornabene.
Tornabene.
Fuck me. Tornabene. Sounds like a pasta.
Yeah, kind of.
Has anyone told you that?
They've said a lot of things. They also say tortellini, all that stuff. No one pronounces it correctly off the first jump, which is why in my Instagram bio I spell it phonetically. Because like Tornabene, I love that name. Tornabene, terrible name. Don't want people thinking that's my name.
You don't like that?
Tornabene? Come on, Tornabene?
It sounds like, like very ingrained in your culture.
Tornabene?
Tornabene.
No, I mean Tornabene is getting closer, but most people say like Tornabene or Tornabene, and that's just not.
Okay.
That's just not cool.
It also sounds kind of like is that a Mexican, is that like a racist slur?
It's Mexican jumping bean?
Beaner? Jumping beaner.
Yeah.
Tornabeener?
Yeah, no one's connected that because no one actually thinks I'm Mexican. No one ever connects that dot.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you have to bring the stash back.
Yeah, if I bring the stash, it's like a handlebar.
I think you should.
I have a photo of me with a stash, and I look like a cartel hitman.
I need to see this.
It's hilarious. I'll see if I can bring it up. Let me dig it up.
I was literally just on a podcast with Greg Doucette and Greg Doucette, and He said Chris Bumstead needs to shave his stash.
That's not a good idea.
Isn't that crazy?
His stash is iconic.
Right?
Like there's some people stashes like really work for. Other people's like, you're doing this because it's a trend right now. But his stash.
He is the trend.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's true.
The trend.
Damn, this is deep. I've been alive for too long.
Don't say that.
I'm like going through my favorites and I'm like, ooh, this is
knock on wood.
A long time ago. I don't even know.
You don't look a fucking year above 28 though. So you're
Thanks.
good.
Yeah. I've been getting that since I was 21 and I still get it when I'm 35. So I think that's just the age I'm going to stay, hopefully.
Hey, bro. Greg Doucette said you're only the average age of the girls you date. So Leo is actually 22.
Yeah.
Leonardo DiCaprio. Oh shit! Oh shit! You look extra Tornabene in there.
Yeah, look at that right there.
That's crazy.
On that.
That's crazy, bro. Wait, you need to do that for a BroScience video.
Oh my god, dude.
That would be savage.
It would be funny.
That'd be savage.
It's just the beard is in such a good spot. It's so hard. So hard to go back.
I know what you mean.
Yeah.
Anyways, I still haven't done the intro yet, but Mike Tornabene.
Yeah.
Tornabene.
Yep,
Cool.
You got it.
Also known as Dom Mazzetti, the brofessor himself, is the creator of the original gym comedy YouTube channel BroScience Life and is Bradley Martyn's #1 biggest fan. He holds the world record for the most impressive college beer drinking physique, curling in the most squat racks, and YouTube consistency.
Is this my Wikipedia page?
This is Nile's Wikipedia page.
It's good. You should edit that, but I think there's one part that needs a correcting.
What?
The Bradley Martyn's #1 biggest fan. He is my biggest fan.
He's your biggest fan?
Yeah.
Okay, fuck. My bad. Welcome to the podcast, bro. Thanks for coming
man.
on.
Thanks for having me.
Crazy thing. I actually talked with Mike about this before, but my fraternity brothers and I literally used to watch your videos all the time, man. We would always refer back to it all the time. We're just a bunch of gym bros.
I love that.
I mean,
man.
it makes sense.
Yeah.
But like, I feel like we probably were like the perfect audience for you. Just fraternity brothers that love to go to the gym every day.
That's pretty much exactly it. Like, cause it started as just like college based stuff and then went to the gym, the gym based humor in 2012. So those two worlds colliding is exactly the perfect storm of my, my audience and, you know, the generation that I raised, for better or for worse.
So how did you get into the gym in general? Like what's the first memory that you had?
My freshman year roommate was super jacked. Like back at a time when it was really, really rare and special to be very jacked. And he was really jacked. And so he brought me and the rest of it.
What does really jacked look like? Like trend jacked?
No, I mean, he was natural, but he was just like.
Was he?
Yeah, no, he was. Great genetics, just like really solid physique. Like now he'd be like, it's different to compare. I mean, there's a lot of people who are just, you know, geared up and it's a different ball game, but geared up. No, he was like, his physique back then would still be impressive now, but it wouldn't be like the biggest physique you see in the gym. But he, at the time, this was 2006. Like he, at any given time, was the biggest, most shredded dude in the gym. And I was like, damn, all right, we got to go to the gym. So that was my original brofessor. Name's Eric.
That was you said your roommate or your friend?
My roommate. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So this was in roommate, like what year of college?
Freshman year, 2006. Yeah.
Okay. And you guys just met in college and you're like, this guy's fucking massive.
Yeah. I had seen him, you know, you get your Facebook page and you see your roommates and I was like, this dude is jacked. And we had like a suite. It was like an apartment style dorm with 3 rooms, 2 bathrooms and a kitchen. And so I had a direct roommate and that was him. It was Eric. And he just, you know, forced us all to go to the gym.
That's crazy.
And I was like I was 128 when I got there. And I gained, I think it was 155 at the end of freshman year. Yeah.
But what were you when you got there?
128.
Damn, bro.
Yeah, I was skinny. But yeah, that was my first. I remember him giving my first protein shake. I remember where I was. I was sitting on the phone. I was in like the common like study lounge, and he just walks in, doesn't say a word, just hands me a shaker cup with brown liquid in it, and he just walks out.
That's lit.
I was like, all right, that's it. First protein shake.
That's lit. There's a savage meme of it's just Goku holding a protein shake like this. It's literally what that reminds me of.
Pretty much what it was. Yeah.
That's epic. So I actually kind of had my own. Well, I started lifting when I was 12, but I kind of had like a dude. I guess that was my roommate at one point that I kind of had that little influence too. And like, believe it or not, it was actually Connor Murphy in high school.
No.
Yeah. Connor Murphy and I were high school roommates, senior year of high school, and dude, he was fucking huge. He was
crazy.
always huge.
What year was this?
2015, 2016, maybe. No,
Yeah.
No, that's college. I mean, damn, I'm old. I don't want to talk about it. So I have this thing where I don't talk about my age in public or in content because they have it wrong on the internet. So I just like to leave it as is.
Let it ride.
Yeah, but
I think I can do this math though.
okay. Well, I was wrong. It's more like 2013-ish.
Got it.
Yeah.
Okay.
I just told everybody my age.
Anyone who's willing to do a little bit of math can figure that out.
Nobody in this audience wants to do math anyways.
Nope, I'm not going to do it. I've already forgot. I don't care. You look great.
Thanks, bro.
That's all that matters.
But yeah, Connor was fucking always huge, man. It's crazy. And now I hope he doesn't listen to this, but I think this is the smallest I've ever seen him in my entire life right now.
Sometimes you got to be your
crazy.
smallest, man. You know, there's always going to be a point when you're your smallest.
Yeah. But I do get it though. Like you see your roommate and he's fucking massive. You're just like, bring me to the gym, bro.
Yeah.
Like,
this
teach
happen.
me what you're doing, whatever you're injecting.
Yeah. It was very life-changing.
Damn.
Yeah, obviously.
So did you start the college videos like, because was Dom Mazzetti like college videos and then BroScience was gym videos?
Yeah. So I started the Dom Mazzetti YouTube channel right after I graduated. So the first viral video was October 2010. I graduated in May 2010. And it was all like based around college trending stuff, like just anything that was kind of trending at the time, college based or just around that age. There was some gym based stuff, Dom Mazzetti versus Meatheads, and then some other, things of that nature. And then December 2012 is when I started the BroScience channel, took that character, put it into the gym.
Crazy.
Yeah.
So how did the what was the fraternity content that you made, and then how did you make that transition into like gym content?
It was like I said, it was just about like anything that was kind of trending at the time. So it was more just like comedy in the sense of like how most internet comedians do it, is just the broad sense of trending topics and things that are relatable. The first viral video was Dom Mazzetti versus Four Loko. At the time, Four Loko was just a meme, a living meme in itself of people talking about drinking Four Loko and blacking out, and they would tell this crazy story. Most of the time the story was like either bullshit or just like not that crazy, but like you would black out from it. It was a ridiculous drink.
Dude, it's still a meme to this day, honestly.
Yeah,
like
but
40s at 4.
Yeah, exactly. And it had the caffeine in it still. So this is like before it got banned, and I made the video about it. And it was just this like interview, and this is how all the I like created that style of sitting in a chair and had the camera over here, and then my buddy Guion and my writing partner and business partner would like ask me questions, and I would just like be in character and like improv the answers, and then we just let the camera run, and then I chopped it up. It was like 45 minutes to an hour of like just fucking freestyle and shit, and then I would just chop it into this like 2-minute story of like jump cuts and like crazy stuff, and it was just a funny video on like what happened on my night with Four Loko, and it just like slowly started to go viral. And then after that we did Dom Mazzetti versus Hipsters. Hipsters was super popular at the time, and then Dom Mazzetti versus Drunk Girls, just like how annoying girls are when they get together and get drunk. Like, college girls like doing shots and like taking their shoes off and shit. And so that like went viral. They all just kind of just kept going. And it was just different topics of, broad things that were popular or more specific things that were trending at the time. Dom Mazzetti versus Meatheads was just making fun of meatheads as that became more popular. And then, I just saw that the gym was a new wave and jumped on that pretty early.
So relatable, dude. You know the song Brightside? Of course you know the song Brightside.
Mr. Brightside?
Yeah, Mr. Brightside.
Yeah.
Literally I feel like every fraternity sorority's favorite song.
Yeah.
Put on in every party. We put that on in our fraternity one time, and at this party we had this really... I'm going to get canceled for this. We had this very, 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 very overweight like chick that was like, like in there, and we were all on stage, and Mr. Brightside comes on. So you know what happens when Mr. Brightside comes on? The moment the drop hits, everybody starts jumping to it.
Yeah,
literally everybody. And then our stage broke. So we decided from now on we're gonna not have such high stages, even though girls like to be in elevated places.
Yeah, just reinforce it next time.
So I remember listening to, I don't remember which podcast it was, but you were mentioning like you had an identity crisis between like your Dom character and then who you are now. Can you talk a little bit more about that?
Yeah. So I was, trying a bunch of things to get my career off the ground. And this character was just like a random thing. It was, a YouTube sketch to get notoriety so I can, break into Hollywood or whatever. And it became popular and it became my livelihood and just kind of ran with it. And this was, it took off before Instagram was invented. So there was not like much of a personal social presence. Like you didn't really have, Facebook was just who you knew. There was no such thing as influencers. You didn't really have like a public social media presence for yourself. It was just like random YouTube sketches and all that shit.
Dude, those were the good old days too, man.
Yeah, it was.
Like I was a huge fan of Nigga Higa when he first came out. It was literally just sketches always on YouTube.
It's just funny shit. It was different, So I continued with that for a while, and I eventually, as Instagram became a thing, I started a personal Instagram, but again, it was just like friends or whatever, and I just never had any interest in being something outside of this character. It was just like a means to an end, or just a comedy outlet for me. So I didn't really feel a need for people to know who I was. And know that it wasn't a character. I was like, this doesn't add anything. It takes away. I don't really want to put myself out there. So this is cool. I'm just going to play this character and no one will know who I am. And so I did that for many years. And then eventually I'd been doing it for 5 or so years. And I was just like, I don't want to do only this. Like I wanted to explore other parts of my personality, my creativity, things I want to do with my career. I didn't want to just be pigeonholed to playing this character and doing this one specific thing forever. Because I knew at some point, like it would either end, probably by choice. Like when I was done creating it and felt I wanted to move on to something else. So I was just like, okay, I want to figure out what else I can, share with the world, what else I have of value to provide and what I want to do and what people find interesting. And it was a really big, Dom casts a really big shadow. It's like such a hyper personality, and people really love the character. And it's very direct. Like it's for this one purpose, entertainment. And I was like, I want to put my real self out there. There's it's a complex. Everyone's a complex person. Like Dom is not. It's just entertainment. And you don't want to feel like you can't live up to your own creation and be like, people are going to find me not interesting or boring, or like, oh, Dom's way better. You ruined the character. And like that really fucked with me for a while. And, it stopped me from kind of putting myself out there sooner. But eventually I was just like, I need to figure this out. And was glad I did. And obviously some people will still think that, but it's just like I've come to terms with the fact that like it isn't a different person. It's still me. Like it's still like I create that. That is just part of the things that I create. Yep. It's like part of the mentality I have. And there's plenty of other things that people find value inside, from me outside of Dom Mazzetti. And that's cool. Like, some people just want to see the humor. Other people want to see other things from me. And I'm glad I finally took that step to do that.
It's definitely you. It's 100% you. It all comes from your brain, obviously, and everything. But like, I remember watching, I don't know if it was like that AOL documentary or something. Yeah. But I remember watching like you being you, normally you, for the first time. Yeah. And my thought process, like what ran through my head was like, damn, this guy seems like super sick, dope, and like awfully serious. Like pretty serious guy. And like knowing you now, I'm like, that's completely untrue. Like you're literally still like the same funny dude in person as you are like when you create your Dom character, except literally Dom is just you like exaggerating. Yeah, you literally turning it up a notch on exactly what you want to turn it up, which is the exact same thing that Greg Doucette does, honestly. Yeah. Like down to his voice, down to everything. He just decides to turn up the fury and the
it's the entertainment, like the cool thing about being in character or doing something for humor is that there's no considerations outside of it. And there's been times when I, like earlier on when I was younger, being like, why can't I tap into that same level of humor when I'm just myself, or that same level of confidence when I'm just myself? And I realized that it's because there is no consideration for anything outside of that. It's what would make Dom an insufferable asshole to be around if he was a real person. Because everything I think and do is just for humor. And because it's a character and people know it's a character and I'm doing this in a setting I'm not worried about how people view me or like my personal relationships or offending somebody. It's just like this begins and ends with the humor and the entertainment. And then once I turn it off, then it's like, now I'm a real person and there's other things I have to consider, where if I was just like that to people, they would probably find me fucking annoying after a certain point. Like, dude, just turn it off, shut up. And so, you can do that, but in real life, you have other considerations. Like you want, to be respectful and kind to your friends. You want people to like you if, you're trying to not be alone. But like, yeah, it's cool when you can kind of, direct it and know exactly what you're doing and be like, this is the purpose of it. And I can commit to that 100%.
I think in social media though, a lot of us don't really, it's not really a conscious thought to consistently think of like where we're going to run or what path we're going to take if we decide to commit to social media. And I think it's not something that's easily done anyways. I feel like when someone wants to start social media, they just kind of have to take the step into the space. And I feel like that's kind of the same way that you could say for literally any big venture that you want to do by yourself, like whether it's creating a business. But I do think that it's smart to understand. It's smart for us to understand that like we never want to do the exact same thing for the rest of our lives. Rarely do we ever. I can't really think. It's very hard for me to like think of someone who said they were happy doing this one thing for the rest of their lives. Majority of people have all explored, and I think that that applies to social media as well and content creation. And I've ended up there multiple times. In fact, I feel like I've had that incur on me worse than other people, to be honest. So like whenever you talk about your identity crisis, I relate to it heavily. I didn't ever really play a character in my videos or anything, but I ran into a crisis on what kind of content I want to create. And the reason I blew up in the first place was all workout videos. I would just do like workout montages. Like I remember watching Calvin Von Mager and Matt August do like montages on YouTube. And since Instagram and TikTok came out, I was like, I want to do my own version, but on these new platforms. So that's what I did. Yeah. I did on Instagram swipes and then TikTok Reels, or not TikTok Reels, just TikToks. And that blew me up, which was great. But everyone just knew me as like the dude with workouts or that workout guy or whatever. So whenever I started like feeling like, man, am I really going to fucking post the same workouts for another 3 years, for another 10 years? Like, I feel like it feels kind of empty at this point. Like there's not very much substance there. And I know for a fact that people like, just like in any relationship, shit gets old. You have to continue to spice things up in your relationship. And I think the same is with content as well. Gotta spice up your relationship with people as well without changing things too much where they're like, whoa, where did this come from, I guess. So I ended up having to experiment with a bunch of different types of content, and unfortunately it did have an impact on my audience. Yeah. But luckily the people that were there for me, I only grew a deeper connection with.
Exactly. And it's like it happens in any type of social media, but fitness in particular, like there's only so much you can do. And a lot of people find that and like, all right, what else do I have to offer? And you sometimes, and this speaks to not just fitness content, but content in general, held hostage by your audience. You're like, if I don't deliver the thing that got me here, the thing that they're demanding, they're going to leave. Like they're not going to want this. And then I'm, sort of betraying that relationship of being like, I'm here to see this thing that I signed up for. And changing that is always scary because like, what if they don't like it? What if it doesn't work? And then your audience is like, well, now you've lost them. You've lost the hook. Or, you have to face that backlash of like, you tried something new and it failed. But like you said, at the end of the day, it's better to go out and do that and buy yourself some runway in like what you can create, like and what you feel good about. And also, like you said, create a deeper connection with your fan base, which will go a much longer way than people who are just there for like the views. There's followers and then there's fans. People who are just following you to put the views on your workout reels are not going to be as deeply connected with you as the few that stayed to watch, you as you.
Mm-hmm. So you've had like a lot of different endeavors. Like, what's made you anxious in your life?
Fucking what hasn't, man? A lot of things. I mean, I've been doing it for so long, been on the internet for so long, it feels like I'm on borrowed time now. It's like Your 13 years on the internet is like your time should have been up. Like it's hard to keep attention for that long. So there's that. It's always like when's it gonna, when's the other shoe gonna drop? When's your time up? Your relevancy is gonna expire. You're getting old. This and that. There's the fear of losing everything that you've created, and it just feels so fleeting, and that it goes beyond just your relevancy or your views. It goes into like the businesses you create because they're so tied to your media, to your views, to your audience. And you feel like it's just so fickle that once it starts dipping, you're like, oh, my whole life is gone now. Like if without the views, who's going to buy my products? How's my business going to run?
Right.
It's part of the anxiety that does keep you moving forward and keep you, hungry and having to solve that problem. You just don't want to let it consume you and also keep you from enjoying the process that is creating and figuring out this puzzle. I think the thing that keeps me the most anxious is that you do have to constantly try new things, and you're like, how many failures can you afford before your time is up? And it's not like a real solid concrete fear. Like there is no clock. Until you die, but like, as long as you can keep trying and figuring it out, like you determine that. And it just becomes difficult as time goes on, and you're just like trying to figure out what's right for you. And, a little bit of luck is involved and a little bit of timing. But yeah, man, I'm glad I went down the path of trying to figure out the right thing instead of just sticking to just the one. Cause I think I could have wrung a lot more out of BroScience, but it would have limited me as far as like how fulfilled I was in my personal life, my career, and where I can go from here. And so sometimes I look back and be like, damn, should I have just gone all in on this one thing and not been pulled so many directions? But I don't think that would have been happy.
So I think you were literally the perfect example and proof that when it comes to being a successful content creator, quality always triumphs perfect consistency. And everyone always says consistency first, but I disagree because I think there's a level of consistency. I think there's a spectrum of consistency that you could have. Some people post every week, some people post every day, some people post randomly
every week videos. every week.
But and I think the stuff that I like to see, some of the favorite content that I think is really amazing and I think very holds of high value is, there's those people that want to like follow like, daily vlogs for Sam, like, Sam Sulek every single day, want to watch it all the time. Those people have time for that too. Some people don't. And I think the valuable videos can still be created through content like you do, like Jeff Nipper does, even David Lade. Like I have so much respect for him because of how much like just professionalism and like cinematography he has in his videos. Like he puts in work and creates an art. So it's pretty, I think it's pretty impressive. And I think you guys have shown to kind of overcome like the test of time, in my opinion. Even that's how you even though relevant. It doesn't really feel like it, right? Yeah,
it feels like you're fighting a losing battle often. Because the reality is the platform is working against you to do that. Like it's rewarding certain things, and in rewarding those things, it's penalizing other types of content. So I found that with my car channel that it wasn't a platform where that can exist on in its current state. We would put so much time and effort and money into producing something that felt and looked like television, only to find that if you weren't producing and putting something out like multiple times a week, it was not going to catch on. It was going to just disappear. And so the platform and the algorithm itself just crushes that content. And so unless you already have like a really established platform, it's not sometimes not even viable. You won't even be able to get it off the ground. But if you are able to, or you have a platform and you've kind of stuck to your guns like I did with BroScience, there's the organic algorithm of how people watch content. Like if it's good, people are going to come back for it. And I started at a time, like I was putting out weekly videos, believe it or not, for a time when I first started it. And the channel, it came off the success of Mazzetti to begin with, and then, had some momentum. But then after that, it was like, I'm just going to make the stuff when it's ready and when it's good. And the way I viewed it was that if you put something out every week and the last one they watched wasn't that great, they know another one's going to come next week and they're going to go, I'm going to skip this one. Maybe I'll watch next week's. I'm going to skip this one, maybe next week's. And then all of a sudden your views start going down. Mm-hmm. But like if I put a video out every other week, every other month, sometimes even, I'm going to make sure it's good. And if you watch it, you're like, oh, that was great. I cannot wait for the next one. Mm-hmm. I'm going to look forward to it. I'm not going to skip it. Of course, like I've been putting them out way too infrequently to like keep up with like the actual pace of the internet. Once every 3 months is not going to grow your channel. Like, I'm seeing the results of that, but like, that's just because I'm focusing on the actual business side of things and exploring other avenues for me. But yeah, I agree. Like I would rather see more content that feels like it has value instead of it's just produced to get views. Like I don't see, a lot of value in that. And I think the challenge is like finding a way to put value into something that you can create so frequently but they're constantly changing it. And so sometimes you're like, I don't want to create this type of content. I want to create something different. And I literally can't because it won't get seen. That's tough.
I think that's something everyone has a realization for, is that, if you have something blowing up, then absolutely, if your goal is to be up there, you got to fucking take that one thing and run with it.
Yeah.
100%. But nobody can do it forever.
No.
Like that's literally going to be the definition of burnout.
Yeah.
You will encounter burnout. And I think that's just, if we can understand that as we're doing it, and when it does happen, not be so hurt by it, then I think it'll really help us, especially like with the mental health of what we do. Because I was listening to a podcast, I don't know if it was on Modern Wisdom, but psychology dude. Mm-hmm. Basically, it was explaining that our happiness does not come from the thing that we have acquired, but it comes from our progression, right? So us, especially in social media, who have been in here for a while, like when we feel like our progression is the opposite, then it feels like our happiness is 100% dependent on that, and that happiness goes down too, which is a miserable fucking feeling.
Hey man, but you feel like your value goes down because your value has been tied to progression and to quantifiable numbers.
Yeah.
You're you're getting more views, you're more valuable. Less views, less valuable.
Right.
And it's hard to pull yourself apart from that.
And a lot of that stuff isn't things that we can really control. Like maybe in the grand scheme of things, maybe you could have posted a little bit more then. Maybe you could have tried a little bit harder to make that like just a little bit better. But honestly, a lot of it is just the whim of what is, like who comes in and who is now the new hype, and that's okay, because that happens to everybody. When there's a rise, there's always going to be a fall.
Yeah.
But I think in realizing that you can attend and like put your time into somewhere else because you have already built a legacy, like understanding that you still have what you've built. Like people will literally still every day, I'm sure, come up to you and be like, dude, I love your videos.
Yeah.
Like the fact that you have that foundation, you've impacted all those people, is a huge thing already. Like imagine if you just didn't do any of this before and like you just didn't impact people at all. It's a huge difference, like what you've done. And it's something to be proud of. And I think now, even though we don't see the progression maybe in our social media like we would have, you've now got this amazing clothing company that's fucking killing it. Looks absolutely savage. You're part of that protein gummy bear company, which honestly tastes fucking gas.
Yeah, it's good, man.
Lie. It's pretty gas.
Yeah, it is. You ate like 16 packs of that one.
I was farting my brains out, to be honest.
16 of anything, man. That'll do it.
Yeah, well, it will. But where was I going with this? Essentially, I think as long as we continue to work towards where we're going, just not putting our as long as we just keep taking that step forward, then we are progressing in life. Yeah, for sure.
I agree.
The numbers just suck.
Yeah, it's hard, man. I mean, like I've gone through so many waves of what my career could be, is, and should be, or I want it to be, and it's been a long time. You start to go like, have I made the right choices? Am I making the right choices currently? And it's hard to evaluate. Like, it really is. Like, I am notoriously too early to things. I was too early to YouTube. I was too early to start a supplement company. Like, I had done these things and reached success before the platform that they lived in was at its peak. So I couldn't really get the value or even knew what I was sitting on. And then by the time I've realized it, I've already moved on to some degree from that thing. So now I have to be like, dude, was I too early to that wave? Did I like just let it go? And sometimes I look at that and be like, damn, I could have done so much more with these certain things. But then I look at where I'm at right now. I'm like, if I had, I wouldn't have these things that you were just describing. Like, you know, the Shell Corp is a grind. Like, it's a new clothing brand. I have success with a clothing brand, which is why I wanted to start it. But it's an entirely different way of doing it. It's, you know, cut and sew men's fashion. It's not merch. It's not printing on blanks. Like, I'm designing the clothes myself. I'm, you know, producing everything and making sure it fits a certain way. And you're trying to run a real company instead of just making YouTube videos that you can just kind of sell clothing on the side, which is what I did for years. And I made so much money selling clothing, but it was a very easy sort of method to doing it. Now I'm like, I want to take on something new. And I'm like, this is a grind. I could have probably made more money doing something else, but I'm like, I really, really enjoy what I'm doing. And I'd rather have done this and make this successful and go through that grind than to make a little bit more money doing the same thing. And then I think in the long run, I would have burnt out and then been out of options. You know, so you can look back and be like, damn, did I waste this opportunity? Was there so much potential there that I left untapped? But then I think, like, if I had doubled down in it, I would have been where I'm at right now. I've been like, I don't want to do this anymore at all. And I haven't put anything else in place for me to jump to. And I'd be just in a prison of, like, pigeonholed myself of where I didn't want to be, of like, you got to be this character forever. You got to like, you know, promote these things. And I didn't take the opportunity to, you know, run with my success into a different direction.
I love the characters on that jacket, by the way. The Japanese characters on the side. That's fucking sick.
Looking for love.
Oh, is that what it says?
It says looking for love. We double checked too. I was like, all right, we put it into Google Translate. We send it to somebody who speaks Japanese, or, you know, make sure it's all correct, because shit, I don't speak Japanese.
I have to do that with my tattoo too.
Yeah, you got to, man. That'd be funny if we didn't. We're just like, they're just random.
Oh yeah.
Each jacket has a different random phrase that I just threw on there.
Just have regrets in Japanese on my chest.
So funny.
Regrets.
A little Easter egg. Yeah.
We'll get right back to the podcast in a second, but I just wanted to take this break to thank you guys immensely, because this podcast is my favorite content to create, and I couldn't have done it without you guys. Contributing to it will further help its growth and allow us to listen to more amazing guests such as the one you're listening to today. So if you'd like to support the podcast, you can do so by rating us at 5 stars on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or anywhere you find your podcast, or subscribing to the YouTube channel. And if you would like to help fund the podcast, you can do so by using Nyle for a discount off of Young LA clothing or huge supplements. Thank you guys again so much. We'll be right back to the podcast.
My setup has always been so janky. I was like, the shittier it is, the funnier it is.
Speaking of the shittier it is, still can't believe you put a fucking barbell on top of me in your video.
You're like, I can't wait to be in a BroScience video, and then just pin you to the ground with it. That's what I'm saying, man. That's what I mean.
My pledge son Kevin is such a huge fan of you, though. He was just like, bro, it was still so sick, man. Like, that was like the best way to like be in his video. I'm like, okay, bro. Whatever you say.
That's what I was saying, man, about the comedy thing. It's like, I would never do that in real life. Like, but I was like, this is it's for the bit. Like, I gotta, you know, just do what came to my mind.
Yeah, right. But going off what we were just talking about too, though, something that just ran through my mind is back when I was like creating this content, doing the workout swipes and reels on TikTok that like blew my accounts up. I was hitting like this biggest, like this huge rise. Just everything was like exploding for me. Like, I was finally getting like some kind of traction on social media when I've actually already been doing it for 2013, fucking like 4 years beforehand.
Yeah.
Just been doing it on Instagram for like 4 to 5 years already, and like really didn't have anything until then. And then finally it just started exploding. But then at one point I was doing it like 3 times to 4 times a week on Instagram and posting the 3 TikToks a week on TikTok as well. I'd be going to the gym, like trying to make sure I'm as shredded as fucking possible, Joe Aesthetic style, making sure I'm doing a lot of cardio so I'm dry as hell, not doing any creatine, so I look dry, dehydrating myself a little bit, eating a little bit of carbs beforehand, making sure that I'm caffeinated so I can actually film and work out at the same time. And I'd be doing that, like trying to post that and then edit it to some music, which honestly took me hours for some reason, because I was like so perfectionist about making it like motivating.
Yeah.
That and then I would do that 3 times a week, and it would take me the entire fucking week.
Yeah.
And then I would just have like a night on Friday and then maybe a night on Saturday I would spend with friends, and then the rest of the time, my entire life I was just working the whole time.
Yeah, and you're staying like contest lean.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
At least trying.
Yeah.
And then my best friend got in an accident for the 4th of July weekend, and we ended up having to go to the hospital to see him while he was on life support. And he was there for we were there for like a week or 2 weeks, and then long story short, unfortunately we had to take him off life support, and he passed away. But in that period of time, there was no chance. Like, I could not create content, I could not do anything whatsoever. It's just something I had to give up, because this was so much more important. And I did see a massive dip. That's kind of around the time when my engagement just stopped growing so immensely. It kind of went like this, and then just started plateauing after that. And it sucked a lot, because I didn't really know what to do. I just remember feeling kind of helpless in all areas of my life at that point, my career and my life and friends and everything. But I think it was a really, really valuable time and experience for me to realize that I can't, like, what happens in life happens. I can't control it. I don't know if things are meant to happen, but it did regardless. And even if the numbers aren't there to make me feel like I'm staying alive and I'm keeping afloat, I'm still not dead.
Yeah.
I'm still doing this content even now to this day, like a couple of years later. And I guess it just showed me that if I didn't realize that I could actually let go and things would still be there, maybe it's not exploding like it used to. Maybe I'm not feeling the dopamine rise of just like acquiring everything I've ever like wanted, materialistically or whatever. My life is still there. I'm still doing well, and I'm still progressing in the ways I want to. And I probably wouldn't have the one thing that I want to do the most in this world, this podcast, had that not happened and taught me that.
Yeah. I mean, it's a very tragic wake-up call to seeing like what you're missing out on sometimes in your life, and what you don't appreciate in the moment when you're feel forced to create and just like put everything you have into chasing these numbers and views and money, and feeling like you can't get off the treadmill to take a moment to be like, I can't take 2 weeks off, like without it seeing a dip in it. But the what you learn from that is that you need to invest in that same amount into the actual happiness and the time that you have. And it sometimes come at a cost of a few numbers here and there, but like, you need to, because what the fuck else are we doing it for? Like, what's the point of doing all this shit and like grinding for it to be our own boss, to like do this fun stuff if it's not fucking fun? If you can't take a moment to appreciate the life you have and the life you're living, like, what are we doing it for?
Yeah. The numbers are fleeting. All that shit is very fleeting, but like the legacy that you leave behind it's going to be there forever. People will always remember the brofessor.
That is kind of crazy to think about. Yeah.
So sorry that got a little deep, but let's turn up a notch a little bit and like change the subject. But anyways, does Dom get you bitches?
It doesn't hurt.
It doesn't hurt. That's so lit.
It doesn't hurt, but I mean, my demographic is the high 90s. Let's say
high 90s,
the high 90s of men. So but like I said, it doesn't hurt.
Right? Yeah. Same. I mean, for sure, what I do attracts many, 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 many more men. For sure. People are always like, dude, Nyle, I bet like you got like some, you got chicks in your DMs and shit. I'm like, dude, I have no girls in my DMs. I have no girls in my DMs.
I'm so dry.
I don't know why people think that. Zero. Especially, I think the bigger I get, like the less even just like the less chances there are of females. Even if there's like someone's grandma in my DMs, the grandma's no longer there. When I get fucking massive, the grandma's not even there.
Like bigger you get, physique wise or
physique wise.
Physique wise, yeah.
Yeah. I don't even know what I'm fucking doing this anymore.
Do you enjoy it? No,
I love it. Yeah.
Yeah.
The reason that I'm doing it and the reason I'm bodybuilding in the first place is just because I have this dream to be on the Olympia stage. Like I want to be Mr. Olympia one day. I do. I understand how difficult that is and how high up there that is, especially with Chris Bumstead ruining my dreams. But I know for a fact that that's what I want to do, and it's not going to be for women. I'm just going to be less attracted to them as much as the more I want to do this sport and the further I get into it.
You become more attractive though when you commit to who you want to be though. That's the
truth.
It is. I mean, like the physique or whatever is not going to be for everybody. All the tattoos I have is not going to be for everybody, but it
is sick though.
I love it.
It's fucking sick, bro.
I love it. Also, girls love it. But the thing is, like, when you own who you are and lean further into that, like that just makes you more you and more attractive in general. Mm-hmm. Like, it's people can read that, and it might not be the thing that attracts everybody, but it's going to attract. It's going to be a stronger attraction for the people that you actually want to attract.
Mm-hmm. Have you noticed the change in energy with females as you've like grown in your career?
Yeah. I mean, I tie it less to my career, more to just growing myself, which sounds kind of corny, but like it obviously helps to have more money and more fame. Like it just gives you more access and more things to do. Sure. But I've noticed the most success with women when I've just been more myself, like leaned into more of who I was. Mm-hmm. And that's, it was around the time when I was stepping away from just doing Mazzetti stuff and started, getting all the tattoos, which was like something I've wanted to do since I was like 18. And I didn't mm-hmm. because I was like, oh, it's going to interfere with the character. People are going to think this and this, that. And I was like, you know what? I'm 28. I want to start doing things for me. I want to start being who I am and leaning into who I am. And if people don't like it, they don't like it. And it's just helped me become more confident, and that translates into all aspects of life. And it doesn't hurt that it looks sick, but it's just part of growing, man. Like you still will always feel like, yeah, the more money I have, the better I'm going to do. It's true to a degree, but it's mm-hmm. not the whole thing. Like the fame and the money is an important piece of like, sort of the world you play in. But mm-hmm. I've noticed the most success from just like working on myself and just being more confident in who I am and true to who I am.
100%. I agree with that too. So, Scott Galloway said on a podcast and on the Diary of a CEO podcast, he was explaining the top 3 things that women look for. Number one, or at least not that they look for, but like the number one thing that a man needs to have, I guess, mm-hmm. or that women desire. I don't know. I can't piece that together verbally, but number one is ability to provide.
Yeah.
So that also entails, money and everything, but as well as probably his support and how he supports. Number 2 is, what is it? Number 2 is intelligence, mm-hmm. which can also be shown through humor, which fortunately you have, but I don't.
Oh, you don't think you're funny?
Huh?
You don't think you're funny?
Not really. Tell me I'm wrong, bro.
I just laugh, bro.
Okay, great. Awesome.
Hey, there's people are funny in different ways, man. I mean, like I know how to be funny. Just I can write that shit down, but mm-hmm. everybody's funny their own way, man.
Yeah, and then number 3 is kindness, which you also have, but I don't. So it's great,
dude. Do I just not know who you are? Dude, you've always been kind.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah.
Nice. Okay, cool.
Hey, come on, you got all 3.
No.
Fucking package over here. Come on, quit selling yourself short.
At least I got one package.
Yeah.
Fucking.
Dude, come on, you're funny.
Oh, shit. But yeah, they said those 3 things, and it's all super true, for sure. But I think the number one thing, though, is sometimes you even see like the hottest fucking chick with the ugliest fucking dude who doesn't even have money. It's just because they just fucking matched, He was probably just himself.
Yeah.
Just a fucking stud of himself who didn't give a fuck. Maybe he was just funny or something, because that's just who he was, what his personality was, and
yeah,
she just loved it.
People say
and
things.
the relationships just, it's like the history too. It's like, we fucking hate it because those guys aren't like this, and we don't even fucking like listen to astrology or like do that shit or anything. But girls fucking love fate, you know, and like girls love it when it feels like it wasn't like intentional or planned or something, like just happened, you know.
Yeah, there's a narrative, a story. You know, I think there's people also view things differently, and their attraction is different than how you see attraction. And I've learned that as I've got older. And you know, in general, men place different priorities and what they find attractive than women do. And when you do that, you lean into the things that you think are attractive, and you know, a woman might not. You're like, what the fuck? I've done all the things. You're like, why am I? But it's at the end of the day, it's a lot about just like the feeling and the energy and that confidence. You know, being yourself. Like there's that accounts for so much more than a lot of these things. And I'm not saying that like you can't do better because you have some of these other values and working on yourself to have them. But if you do, which I've dealt with in the past, like I've sort of built this checklist of things to make me the person I want to be, and the person I would feel would be desirable. But when I was a bit younger, I didn't have the inherent confidence that came along with that. And so like all these things, this list of things like the success, the fame, the looks, whatever you want to call it, amounted to nothing when you don't feel the confidence. It's just not there. Like, yeah, you can physically provide these things or, you know, for somebody, but if you don't value them yourself and see the value in you, you're not going to carry that, and you're not going to feel confident or act confident, and you're just, these things are worthless.
Mm-hmm. Do you happen to have a type?
I don't know. Like, yeah, but I don't really know how to describe it. I would say
12 years old, right?
You're right. You're not funny. Yeah, I got a type. It has changed over the years. It changes a little bit to some degree. But yeah, I would say I do.
Tell us, bro. We're curious.
I don't know. You know, fit, quirky, funny, intelligent, a little bit, you know, witty. I'm not particularly looking for somebody who's a comedian. Like I actually kind of shy away from finding like, how do I call it? Like, I don't really go to comedy shows. I don't really choose to watch comedy movies. Like it's such a big part of my life that like I want something outside of that. And I appreciate someone who's funny in like a different way, that it's not like a job or a thing that they're like really trying to force out. So I like an interaction that's a little bit like, you know, when it comes to a romantic relationship, like has a sillier side to it or like a cuter side to it. And then a little bit of just like banter and wit. And I think like that's what I really like.
Yeah, I feel that too. I do too. I'm not trying to think of anyone specific, but the type thing, dude, is kind of crazy because I always like. I think when I was younger, I was always just like, "What's this thing with types?" And now I kind of like realize I have like a very, very distinctive type myself, and I can understand a lot of females do too. Yeah. Which is funny because it's like you're either the type or you're not, and it has nothing to do with like who you are personally. It's not really anything personal. It just happens to be, you know, just like you just happen to be born tall or you happen to be born short. You know, but. Yeah, I have a distinct type too, which is kind of really frustrating because I think it's like impossible to find.
What's your type?
Especially here in LA. You at least told me a little bit, so I guess I have to say a little bit.
Yeah, bro, you put me on the spot. I really don't want to explain my type.
I know, I could tell. I'm sorry for that. I'm sorry.
No, you're good. That's what we're here for, right?
But I guess I hope this doesn't sound cocky, but to be honest, I kind of really do want someone that's like really like me, honestly.
In what way?
I mean, I'm sure there's a lot of things that maybe I could work on maybe to match up to this type, but to be honest, I really just like, I want someone who like, I would really, really appreciate someone who like works for herself. Like she like works hard. Like she tries to, like she cares about, she puts effort in herself, both physically and mentally. Yeah. Right. Which, you know, not everybody is a fucking genius. Not everybody is jacked as fuck. That's fine. She doesn't have to be perfect in those places. But if I see her putting effort in there, that makes so much of a difference. Yeah. Because I have had exes and had dated people who just, they like just, I don't know what it is. They just, maybe either they don't have motivation or they just want a guy to fucking do everything for them or like take care of them. And it's just, I'm not really attracted to it.
Yeah.
Like I do like taking care of a woman. I really do love that. It's like a aspect of masculinity that makes me feel good.
Yeah.
But I still want her to be able, I still want her to want to do shit. Like I would love to, like, sometimes I'm like really, really attracted to, actually I am very attracted to girls that compete. Like,
yeah,
I've met several girls that compete in bikini, and for some reason I'm like especially attracted to them. I don't know why.
I mean, you think you just described it. I don't think it's cocky at all. It's just aligned values. You know, like it takes a certain type of personality and a certain type of work ethic to compete, and it's something that you have expressed as in, you know, a major dream of yours, and those qualities that come with it. You know, you admire that and you want that in a partner, and that's I think beyond just a type. I mean, I think a type is just kind of like our first glance at something.
Yeah.
And then that's just deeper. That's like aligned values, like what you really see as far as compatibility. Yeah. I mean, I think that's great.
There's also this girl that was, I was dating like just a little bit back, and we would just send podcasts to each other. Like Huberman podcasts, like Bradley Martyn's podcasts. I just fucking loved it too, because I listened to, that's like the main content that I consume is just straight podcasts.
Yeah, helping each other grow. Yeah,
I don't got fucking time to read no books, so I gotta fucking listen to it. I have to.
That shit. Yeah.
And then, but like you said earlier, though, I do have an appearance type too. Like I wanted to have fucking piercings and tats and shit, and that's where I'm like, I kind of wanted to be like me.
Yeah,
sure.
No, I mean, I think a lot of people want to not admit that they have a physical type, and it's like kind of seen as shallow or whatever, but I'm like, no, this is what I like, this is what I want. I don't want just something physical. Like I want a certain standard physically, but so are the other things. It's all it's all part of this pie that needs to be there. And you know, not too many people want to be like, I do want a certain level of physicality that I go for. Some people don't care, and that's fine. But it's like just being honest with yourself, like, because it's just you at the end of the day. What do you like? Like, you don't need to, you know, shame yourself for it. If this is what you want, then it's what you want. It's what you like. It's what you like. Like, you don't have to explain yourself to anybody. But yeah, you know, you got a physical type. You want to have piercings and tattoos. Fuck yeah. Some people don't. Who cares?
Yeah. It does definitely make it harder, though, I think, for, you know, the more years that pass in our lives, the more experience we have, the more we know what we want and what we don't want. And I think at the same time, even though it's a great thing that we've learned all these things, also our pull gets smaller.
It's also the thing about, you know, self-improvement too. You work on yourself, you improve yourself, and, you know, now you want your standards to go up with that. And with that, the pool gets smaller and smaller and smaller. And you're like, what I want is very rare. And I'd honestly, like, I'm not the type to settle. Like, I'd rather just be alone than settle, because I'd feel like I'm living a lie, and that feels worse to me than just living alone.
I agree the same. I thought I was a relationship guy, but considering that I'm not in a relationship right now, maybe I'm not.
I think that makes that sometimes is a sign of being a relationship person. I'm a relationship person, but I only have had like long relationships, and then I go through periods of being single for a long time. I don't have short-term relationships, or like, you know, I'll have, you know, what flings or whatever, or like hookups, but it's because I'm not going to date somebody unless I'm like, I feel a certain level for it, or I'm like, I feel a little bit of a certainty, or like this is something I really want, or I take really seriously. And I think that does make somebody a relationship person, because they take relationships seriously. And so being single for a while is like, you're choosing to be, because you're waiting for the thing that you know, really value and respect and want to, you know, put your time into that, instead of just being like, I need to have companionship, so I'm going to just collect relationships. Right. I think there's two different things.
Well, that's actually a difference that I was thinking about earlier, is that I think one of these things here is that you are someone who's really working for yourself. You are focusing all of your time on your empire, right? Whereas some other people, if they're working a 9-to-5 job, not all of them, sometimes some of them don't even really know what to do with their free time, but they just want to spend their free time like watching Netflix or whatever, which is totally okay. Yeah. But like, for you, I understand, because I understand the same thing, is that it feels like our time is like of high value because there's just so little of it. So when there's girls that there are options out there, but you just know that it won't work, it's really hard for you to just use some of your time for that, because it's like, where are you investing into it? if you know it's not going nowhere.
Yeah, and I don't really also understand why. Like, I think there's, some short-term gratification that comes with it, and if both parties are into that, then that's cool. But sometimes I just feel like it ends up becoming more stressful and complicated, and it's hard, because like there's certain needs and things that you want to fulfill and things you want to have, but then you're like, I know this isn't it. How do I satisfy all these things that I need in my life without, hurting somebody or wasting my time? And it's a tricky game to play, but
it is.
You got to play it.
It's a very tricky game to play because there is also the other side of the coin where you can say that like maybe one person you didn't think would be the person, but then like a year down the line, you don't know what happened, but suddenly you are. And there's tons of love stories like that all the time, right? Like your friends, you're like, oh, you're not interested.
Yeah, perspective changes or situation changes. Yeah, it happens all the time. You got to be open. You got to be true to yourself and be open and just see where it takes you.
Mm-hmm. It's a fucking mind fuck.
Yeah.
Where have you lived? Because now that we're in LA, and you were in New York or New Jersey before?
Yeah, I grew up in New Jersey. I lived there until I was 18. I went to school in New York, Manhattan. I went to NYU, so 4 years there, kind of living throughout Manhattan because the campus is pretty spread out. Mm-hmm. And then after I graduated, 4 more years in New York, and then I moved here. It'll be 10 years in February. Yeah.
Oh, shit.
It's a long-ass time.
So New Jersey, New York, and then LA.
Yeah.
Do you feel like you've noticed any difference in like the dating scene between the 3 locations you've been?
It's there is, but it's hard for me to really weigh in on that because I've been at such different points in my life in each city. Like I was in a relationship when I was in college, and then partly after I got out, I was single for a bit in New York. I got into a relationship right before I moved to LA, and then that was a long one, so it was a couple years, and then I was single in LA for a while, and then in a relationship again, and then my life has changed, the dating scene has changed, the cities have changed. It's 10 years here is a long time, so I can't really compare to what it was like in New York. I was just younger. I mean, but I can feel the difference in the social media effect and the LA effect of the dating scene, and like, it's real. It's a real thing. I mean, we're in the industry.
It sucks.
It's not cool. It is what it is. But like, there's going to be some of that to a degree anywhere you go. I mean, because the internet just connects everything now, and the major cities are going to have their version of that. But the things they say about LA are fucking true. I mean, like, there's a lot of things that suck about this city, but a lot of things that are great.
Yeah, I agree. There's a lot of. I really love there's just so much to do here. There is a lot to do here.
Yeah, it's all opportunity, man. It's why people come here.
It is opportunity. And the thing is, the way that I see it though, in like social media and like content creation collabs and stuff, is that like the collabs are fun, and like a lot of people are really excited to like, get to know someone that they feel like they follow. They're like of high status or something. But in reality, my belief is that no one's going to fucking follow your content anyways unless it's good.
Yeah.
So you could do as many collabs as you want, but no one's going to give a shit unless you have great content. So it really doesn't fucking matter.
Yeah.
But we do have this, like in LA, everybody has a guard because everyone's worried that someone's going to take advantage of them, which is a completely realistic thing to feel. But I just really don't think it's really that special or important, like collab wise or doing work together wise, to really make very much of a difference. Yeah. But I think what is fun is like if you actually meet other creators, say like in your field or actually in any field, if you meet other creators and you guys fucking hit it off and you guys end up becoming friends or something, I notice life gets a lot more fun.
Yeah.
At least from my perspective, like just life in general gets so much more fun. You guys end up doing a lot of things together that like is fun because, if your career is fun and it's something you like to do, then now you get to do fun things that are also related to your career in a way. And then the other side of that too is like, I think just having connections, like say in LA or in the industry, also leads to more like fun events that you could go to together and stuff like that.
It's harder to find genuine connections here in LA because like you said, you have to, weed out the people who suck or are using you, or later you find out like aren't who they portrayed to be just because of, a number of things. But when you do, you both come with different access and opportunities, and it can be really exciting, and that's cool. But they're harder to find. But just like we were describing before, as your pool gets smaller and more rare, when you do find the right people, it's better than just more people.
Mm-hmm. If you feel like any of the medications that we spoke about today may benefit you, such as BPC 157, GH secretagogues such as tesamorelin, IGF-1, oxandrolone trochet, semaglutide, then you can obtain these from Transcend HRT, and the link for that will be in the bio. If you feel like you're experiencing symptoms of low testosterone, such as depression, anxiety, lack of motivation, as well as lack of sex drive, then you can get this checked out as well by getting your blood work done at Transcend, and they will provide you expert medical analysis. Transcend HRT has worked with many professional bodybuilders and pro athletes, such as Thor Bjornsson, Phil Heath, and Jeremy Buendia. And if you feel like this podcast has any relevancy to you, I do believe that this clinic will provide of great benefit to you as well. So, random question, but if you had 3 things to sell somebody to help them become the best content creator that they could possibly be, what would they be?
I have to sell it?
Huh?
Sell somebody? Like a physical thing I have to sell, or just like ideas?
No, if you had 3 things that you could tell someone, like if you wanted to help them,
gotcha, yeah,
for them to become the best content creator that they could be.
Yeah. The first one I'd say to people all the time, it's why you? Like they're, especially now, but this is true for anything you do or anything at all. But with social media, where there's no barrier to entry, anyone can create a platform. You can get famous randomly. Why is anyone going to watch you versus the millions and millions of other people? What are you doing? What are you providing that's different? Why are they going to choose to look at your content, not just once, twice? They keep coming back. Why are they going to click follow? Why are they going to click on your videos? That's important for getting your stuff off the ground, but it's also important for, especially now with like TikTok and different platforms where it's easy just to blow up randomly. Let's say you just randomly get a video that has millions of views. Now you have followers. Why are these people coming back? Why are they staying? Why are they following you? What do you have to provide? What are you doing? What's your message? What are they going to say they follow you for? And so you have to be prepared for that if you do randomly get success. Because a lot of people are like, I want to be a social media influencer. I want to be famous. It's like, doing what? Doing what? Like, you just want to be famous for being famous? Like, a lot of people are, but like at some point that's going to end. Like if you don't have something to continue to provide, people are going to be like, yeah, I don't know what I'm here for anymore. So you got to be prepared for that if it randomly happens. But if you also have a goal to blow something up and start a platform, you got to ask yourself, why would I watch this? Like, would you watch it? And it's like it seems so obvious, but people don't really think that way. You got to put yourself in the viewer's shoes and be like, what is it that I'm watching for? That, and then the same thing. Like, I think in investing in quality, I think like you have to play the game, but if you want to play the game for longer and get more out of it, you have to do something at a higher standard. You can't just like spit out garbage content. It'll work for a bit, but you're not gonna have a real long lasting thing with that. I mean, you see anyone will burn out or just fail to like really make that connection. And the third is diversify your options. Like if I didn't have a clothing brand with, successful clothing brand with, BroScience in 2016, when the adpocalypse happened, I went from earning a certain amount on YouTube AdSense to overnight, same amount of views overnight, earning a third of that, just for no reason, just a third of it. All of a sudden my income is cut down to a third. And if I had just relied on AdSense, I'd be like, fuck, can I afford my life now? Like what am I doing here? But luckily I was making so much from clothing that I was like, this doesn't affect me. I've established something outside of this. And then I do that with the rest of my life. And what I'm trying to do is like, you have this momentum, you have this fame, and you need to build beyond it. Not just monetarily as I did with, the clothing and stuff, but like, what I'm trying to do now with Shell Corp is like, I want to build beyond just what I provide with my face and my entertainment. So, establishing for the future, because you don't really know when you're going to want to stop or when you need to stop, and what are you going to do next? What have you done with what you created? So, you really have to plan it, because a lot of people think it just, once you're famous, it all fucking falls into place. Like, no, like there's got to be something people are coming for. There's got to be something people are paying for. And there's got to be something that, you're doing it for. And thinking about all those things is like, it's a long time. Like most people like, I got famous. I've been doing this for 2 years. It's forever. It's like, bro, you're going to be alive hopefully for a lot fucking longer. Like, what are you going to do 30 years from now? I used to ask myself that, like, you still be playing Mazzetti when you're 30? And I was like, I don't know, probably not. Here I am, fucking 35. But shit. Like, dude, it's crazy. Like, it's, you know, and I'm just sometimes blown away. I'm still like relevant enough to be doing it, but it's cool, man. It's cool to say like I was doing this in the early times of the internet and I'm still making moves.
Bro, nobody can beat the original. Plus, I really hope to see Mazzetti at 60.
I'll leave that channel up and I'll just tune back in sometime. I'm like, dude, the older I get, I'm like, if I wanted to do this again when I'm 60, it's gonna be funnier. Like
it would be so much funnier.
It would be so much funnier. It would be hilarious. But like, it's my option at the end of the day. If I had to do this forever, bro, it's even hard now. Like it's hard to be like, at some point it is a paycheck. It is your livelihood. And if you don't prepare for like what you actually enjoy, you're going to get the fame, the success. You're going to get on that treadmill, kind of like you described, and be like, fuck, what am I doing here? Like I'm not fully happy. So you just got to really think it all through, because it can happen very quickly or not at all.
Right. That's a great point. Speaking of your number one, which was, I believe,
YU,
right? People watch my podcast a lot of the time for steroids, so I got to ask this question. Mazzetti, are you natty or not?
Are you asking Dom or are you asking Mike?
Oh, that's Dom.
Dom is the only guy on the internet who claims to be on steroids when he's not. That's what I find is the funniest part about the character. Yeah, no, never wanted to, never, not for me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
why not?
I like fitness. I want to be as in shape as I can while still living life the way I want to live. Most importantly, I think I was way more serious about fitness in general before the Mazzetti stuff. Like, and that might've been the only time I was like, oh, I wonder what it would be like. But at that time I wasn't even close, because I didn't want to deal with the side effects, or it was still so taboo or whatever. It was not really available for me to even like be swayed into it. I was like, nah, this just really doesn't seem worth it to me. Now it's not even like the look I want to go for. Like, I like the look of being natural. Like I'm sure I could be bigger and I could be more shredded, but for me, I just like the way it looks. I don't really want to go to that extreme. It's not really for me, but it seems more limiting for what I want out of life. You know, side effects mainly. Just also how, you know, I'm not really too familiar with like the way you have to sort of alter your life around it, but I've, you know, heard a lot that you can't like drink and stuff too much because it fucks with your liver and all these things, like, and a lot of sacrifices you sort of have to make. And again, like I don't know to what degree, but for me, it was like, this is things I don't even want to consider. Like I want to look as good as I can and be happy with that while still being happy with my life. It's all about balance for me. And like, at the age I am now, like, it's taken me a while to kind of figure it out and go through my fitness journey, but like, I'm, for me, the best I've ever looked, the happiest I've been with my physique, and like, you know, figured out that balance in my life. And I'm like, this is sick. I don't need to change anything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's something that a lot of guys can relate to, because in the end, like, fitness is supposed to be something that makes us happy in our bodies, and taking steroids doesn't always do that.
you don't say.
Doesn't always do that. So just kind of like that video you made a lot. Oh, dude, my favorite video of yours, I'm trying to remember what it was called, but it was like the evolution
of the lifting man.
Yeah. Where you had like Freak Beast in there and like Monster. Yeah, dude, that was like so on point, bro. That's literally how I feel, because I was in your position once where I was like, I don't want to ever take anything. I don't ever want to be that big. That's not what I'm attracted to. Yeah. I just saw Men's Physique came out, and I was like, I want to be on Mr. Olympia's Men's Physique, and I believe that you could natural. Yeah. Because when they first came out, they weren't, they kind of, some of them really looked very, very natural.
I mean,
some of them probably were.
Back at the time, people weren't very open about it. And you really did believe, you know, I could speak to it, be like, yeah, they're probably natural. Like, what the fuck do I know?
Plus like 2013 Men's Physique guys were literally half the size of the Men's Physique guys now. Yeah. Literally half the size. Yeah. So that's what I was really into. And then a lot of shit happened. I've talked about this in multiple podcasts, so I won't talk about it now. But essentially, I made a mistake, and I started taking these orals that were oral steroids. And then my natty carb was gone. So after that point, it kind of made the decision for me. But in my journey, my personal journey, since this is literally my career and everything, that's why now I'm taking gear, because my fucking biggest dream now is literally to still get on the Olympia stage, even though it's changed, even though everyone there are fucking freak beast monster, whatever the fuck abominations. Now that's required, but I still want to get there, and that's like my biggest passion. But everything you said is absolutely true. It's like you have this pack of papers to study, and then you decide to take steroids. So your teacher decided to grab like 20 more books and then just place it on top of your table. Like, that's what it feels like. Because now I have to time things.
Yeah, that's
now
what
I have to inject consistently. Now I have to do my blood work all the time. Now I have to take multiple ancillaries to make sure that I'm good. Now I want to make sure that consistently over some time, I want to do some like angiograms, like echocardiograms, some like x-rays of stuff to make sure my heart's okay.
Right.
Also to make sure that my liver, kidneys, and my prostate and everything else is okay. There's just so much now. There's fucking so much, dude. So like, you could take steroids and not do any of that, but you probably won't be one of the people that feels very healthy or survives potentially.
Yeah. I mean, like from what, you express, it's like you have a goal, and like that's worth it to you. Like that's what you need to do that. You want to do that. And that works for what you want to achieve and what you want. For me, it didn't outweigh anything else. And like, I think it's just your choice at the end of the day, but I think a lot of people need to be a little bit more discerning about what that choice really means. It's easy to be like, I just want to be fucking huge, because I made the joke in the beginning of my last video, like pros and cons of being natty. I'm like, do you want to be huge, rich, and famous, or none of those things? And it's like, because like you look at it and you're like, all right, I can be jacked, and now that I'm jacked, I can get famous, and now that I'm famous, I can get rich. You laugh at it, but it's true. Like a lot of people have followed that path, and a lot of other people are like, well, I'm going to do that too. And it's just short-term thinking, and you could be too young to really think it through and make a choice that you can't really come back from. But, or you can think it through and be like, this is the path I want to do. And I'm perfectly fine with that. And I'm going to do the work it takes to do it responsibly, and then go for it. But for me, I was like, dude, I'm making internet videos and I'm fucking partying at the beach, and I want to be jacked, but I don't want to be that jacked where I'm like, I could die if I keep drinking. I'm like, no, I'm good, man. Like, I'm fine. Like, it never became really a question. I was like, you get frustrated sometimes. You're like, damn, I wish I was bigger. You get body dysmorphia, but I'm like, hey, I'm still enjoying it.
I do drink. I don't drink. I do miss drinking sometimes. I do miss it. Yeah. Especially when I see you guys just living it. Just living it, bro. With that fireball, man. Shit. That, and I also miss fried chicken sandwiches, like Chick-fil-A. That's nice too.
You can't have those either.
I avoid them because a lot of the fried chicken is cooked in really, really bad oils and fats that aren't good for my like cholesterol or my ratios. And so I really just eat avocados, olive oil, and fish oils.
Damn, I didn't even know half the shit that you have to consider.
It's quite a bit.
That's a lot, man.
It's quite a bit, for sure. But sometimes I feel like steroid Andrew Huberman sometimes, so it's kind of fun.
That's pretty cool, though. I mean, like, we need that, right?
Yeah.
The more people, the more, prevalent it is, and the easier it is to do. People need people like you to be like, here's what you actually have to consider. I think that's really important.
Well, that's why I like really look up to people like More Plates, More Dates, and Vigorous Steve, who they fucking know everything about it. They know like 20 times more than I feel like I could ever know. So the fact that we have people like that now these days, I think is so amazing, because it's really helping a lot of people. It's good. Back in the day, people would just like look up on Reddit forums and they're like, oh, I'll just fucking inject this.
Yeah, there's definitely a weird crossover when like the I don't know, the curtain was lifted a bit, but the information wasn't quite there yet. So people were just like, steroids. Let's just start doing them, man. Let's just go. And not enough people were like really showing the information behind it. So it's like, oh, okay, now I get it. And then now I think we're kind of maybe reaching that balance a little bit more, where there is that information, and there are people like you talking about not just the science behind it, but their particular experience with it, where somebody who is young or not even just curious about it and being like, all right, maybe I want to do this. They have the counterpoint to like the point that is BroScience. Like, that dude's fucking huge. I want to be like that. And it's like, here's the counterpoint now available, where before it wasn't.
Dom Mazzetti, dude, they're fucking so funny though. It definitely seems like it'd be a lot for Dom to take into account for sure.
Yeah, too much thinking, too much actual science.
My audience has a little Q&A, and a bunch of them have some questions. Would you be interested in answering some of them?
Sure.
Cool. If there's any that you don't like or anything too, or whatever, we don't even have to answer them because people are pretty crazy sometimes.
Yeah.
Actually, I think this is one of my fraternity brothers. That's funny. Colin Betruge asks, do you eat ass?
Yes. Yes, I do.
He's out of character too.
Oh yeah. No, that's an honest one.
I met oh my God, I can't believe I'm saying this. She doesn't watch the podcast anyways. Whatever, transparent.
So you're going to tune into this one.
That would fucking suck. I met a chick that she's just not about oral. She just thinks it's weird and doesn't like it. She doesn't like giving it, and she doesn't like getting it.
Damn.
And I'm like, that's like the biggest red flag, man.
R.I.P.
That's so rough.
No, not for me.
No. I don't even know how that's
Couldn't
possible,
be me.
dude. I feel like we're built like you know like dogs, like fucking, especially male dogs that aren't neutered. They're like every fucking female ass. They're just sniffing it all the time.
Yeah,
every fucking female dog ass.
There's got to be some correlation there, I'm sure.
Yeah, so she's clearly missing something. Anyways, Homes by Chris says, how can one become a brofessor?
Like I just described in my journey to the gym, take somebody to the gym. Like just bring somebody to the gym, teach them your ways. And it's like, unless you want to become an internet professor, I guess you can do that same thing, which a lot of people are doing. But like, just go find somebody skinny that needs some confidence and bring them to the gym. I
actually, by the way, confession, I actually stole a sound effect from you.
Oh, hell yeah. What'd you steal?
Well, your fucking favorite sound effect.
The gunshot?
Yes, the gunshot. Like all my YouTube videos ever, every time something funny happens, I just fucking...
Dude, that's funny, man.
I'm pretty sure every time they hear that, though, they know it's from you.
That's people like, when they're like, my girlfriend hates these fucking videos. She's like, all I hear is these fucking gunshots. And I'm like, just damn straight.
That's funny.
It's called branding.
Let's see. 1 year, I can see. He does not have experience with PEDs, so we're not gonna ask that question. This is this might be a long answer, but Static Bra asks, what inspired you to create Dom Mazzetti and to stay consistent with content?
I went to film school, so I wanted to be a writer. I wanted to write comedy. I created the character as just one of the many things I was trying to do to get my name out there. And, coming from Jersey and knowing people like that, and also just sort of being like the voice in everybody's head of like saying the things that everyone's thinking and calling it out through the lens of somebody dumb and lovable. And then I stuck with it because that was what I wanted to do for my career. Like I wanted to get into Hollywood and make movies and make TV shows, and this was my path to it. And then I stuck with it when the landscape changed and it became my livelihood and a business. I was like, oh, this is cooler than that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Have you thought about acting?
I never really wanted to be an actor, just like acting in other people's stuff. I just wanted to act in the stuff I created. I still sometimes think about like doing something bigger with the character because I do feel like there's unfinished business there. I've written something that I'm considering, but where I'm at right now in my life is like getting all of my businesses in order and putting a lot of effort into that so I can then reinvest in like new creative endeavors.
Do you enjoy being the character more or being the writer?
Right now I enjoy more improving the character. Like I really love doing the bros verse stuff because that's all improv. I just like be the character in the situation, and it's fun. It's like really enjoyable. You laugh in the moment. Watching it back, you see things that you didn't remember doing, and it's just like really, really enjoyable. Writing is rewarding, but it's so fucking hard. Like writing a BroScience script, the reason I don't put them out so often is it takes everything I have in me to make that script. Like I had to do this, put one out for Black Friday this week, and I was just grinding nonstop to get the script done. It takes weeks. And then like the day before I needed to shoot it, or the day I needed to shoot it, I'm still writing from fucking 8 a.m. to 11 p.m. I'm still fucking writing. I'm trying to get this thing perfect. And I needed to shoot it that night because it had to go out on Wednesday. And I'm like, I can't finish it. I can't shoot tonight. I'm exhausted. So I woke up at 6 and finished writing it, shot it, edited it, put it out, got it out at 2 p.m. on that Wednesday. And I was like, I've just never been more fucking drained in my life. But the script was great. And it's just like, I need it to be fucking perfect. I got to, every sentence has to be a banger of a joke. And it's very draining. I'll be honest, I don't enjoy doing it anymore. The writing, no. The improv stuff, yeah, it's fun. Like it's fun to do. But you know, I enjoy when somebody really appreciates the humor I've written. That part I enjoy.
I love that. That's very relatable, I think, because fucking every writer ever, dude, and writer's block is fucking hard, and people underestimate how much time creativity really requires. Yeah. Not just creativity, but literally like just silence.
Dude, just to sit there and like I'm having a fucking hell of a year, and I'm like just to sit there and try to be funny when you're like mentally like struggling. You're like, I'm like, and I write these alone now. I used to write with Guion. A lot of people ask that. So we stopped writing together in 2017. We're still very close friends. We just parted ways career-wise. But yeah, I write them alone. So I'll just sit there in silence and just be like, be funny, create humor. And I'm like, I don't want to do that, but I have to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's definitely difficult. I think any musician, any artist, any writer could literally say the same.
Yeah. Yeah.
Neville Vincent Fitness says, what is it like being bigger than your older brother?
Brad?
I'm assuming that's what he means.
I'm older than Brad by a year. It's great. Yeah. Every day I wake up and I'm like, at least I'm bigger than one person. Always. I mean, you know, you might have body dysmorphia, but at least it's not Brad.
All right. Patrick asks, we already asked that. What have you thought about becoming enhanced? Ben Maverty asks, what, if any, correlation exists between getting cut and getting butt?
Oh, it's a direct correlation. The more cut you get, the more butt you get, baby.
Oh, fuck. Dude, I have this YouTube video like theme that always like pops off, but stop doing it because just like you, I was fucking in the chaos of like different video ideas. So I posted vlogs and like fucking asking girls videos and like informative steroid videos all on the same fucking channel, which is an absolute mess. But anyways, we had this asking girls series where basically I went around to like outside the bar and on the streets, and I would just ask girls. I would show them a phone picture of like 6 different physiques, all with the heads cut off. Yeah. Then I would ask them, what kind of physique do you find the most attractive? And 2 of them secretly would be me and the person I was doing it with that day, secretly. And I did it with Eric Janicki at Zoo most recently. I got really lucky, I think, maybe this time or something, but like almost all the girls picked my physique, and then maybe like 1 or 2 girls picked Eric. But all the other previous times that I did it, we did it like on the street or like outside of a club, and people would fucking pick like, literally people would pick either Justin Bieber's body or a fucking dad bod. So don't go on steroids if you're going for the normal fucking chick. Yeah. If that's what your goal is.
Yeah, I made a whole video on that whole phenomenon.
Jose Diesel asks, can you tell us about your old camera guy Zach? That's with Hooligans and all his channels plus success with social.
Yeah, Zach was my first friend in LA, and he was around as I started to get into cars and very influential about the cars I purchased and how I drove them. And he was around when I did my first ever like performance driving. I took him to the event that the dealership took me to, and I was like, this would be a sick idea for a video series, me like learning about cars and getting into this world that's very exclusive when I don't know shit. And he was a great sidekick for that as like the mentor that should never teach anybody anything. And he was also at the time like learning to video edit, and I gave him a job as my editor and co-host, and we just became closer friends, and did an RPM for a while, which is still one of my favorite things to do, and people constantly ask me, I'm going to bring it back, and one of my goals for this year is to bring it back, and I know I say that all the fucking time, but I've got the reality is I have to get all like my business stuff in order to reinvest in that. It's expensive, it's time consuming, and I can't just put content first, because then the businesses aren't there to support it. They're not there to support my future. So like I'm putting the infrastructure there and really spending the time, so then I can reinvest in these things, and then those things will reinvest back into the business. So one of the goals is to bring that back. But as was mentioned in the question, when we stopped doing the RPM, Zach went to Hoonigan, took the skill set that, he learned from myself and our other buddy, Nick, who's an amazing editor and producer, and his, skills as a host, and, popped off with Hoonigan. And now he's just crushing it doing live shows and being a big part of that brand and his own brand. And it's really fucking awesome to see.
That's so sick.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
It's actually his birthday this weekend or Monday, the 4th. Yeah, so
oh shit,
we're probably gonna rage.
Happy birthday, Zach.
Yeah, happy birthday, Zach.
Drink all the Fireball.
Yep. This is Jaeger. We prank him with Jaeger all the time. It's disgusting.
That's gross.
It's fucking terrible.
Joe Figs asks, what made you get all the tats?
I've always wanted to get tattoos. I've always liked the look of it. Traditional black and gray style. Yeah, it's an aesthetic thing. I really loved the look, and I had mentioned before, wanted to do it for many years, and I knew I didn't want just one. A lot of people are like, oh, you got a tattoo bug, you got addicted and went overboard. I'm like, no, I knew I wanted a bodysuit from the start. So I was like, I can't just get a few now. Like, if I'm going to do it, I'm going to be all of a sudden very tattooed. So I was very hesitant to just start, and had a lot of reservations about things. And when I got to a certain point in my life, I was like, now's the time. I'm just going to start working on it. And yeah.
Let's go.
Yeah.
Dude, I've always wanted a bodysuit. Always.
Sick.
And even since I was maybe early teenager, I've always wanted to get a throat jammer, just a full fucking throat jammer.
Yeah, it hurts.
Which is fucking frustrating because I don't even give a fuck how much it hurts.
Yeah.
I just I want it so bad, but I understand that the same reason that Andrew Huberman, he has full sleeves, but he covers it up with a long sleeve suit or whatever, button down. And what he says about it is, right now his purpose is to teach students, and if it does not contribute to his purpose, there's no need for it, so he covers it up.
That's cool. Yeah.
Which is understandable. For me, that's the frustrating part, is I would literally tattoo every fucking inch of myself, maybe except for my forehead or something.
Not the rest, but not the forehead. Yeah.
But bodybuilding, unfortunately, I definitely need to keep a lot of the definition areas clean, and then all the other things that I want to aspire to do, and potentially continuing podcasting. It's kind of hard for me to determine whether or not it would hurt too much. I
think the time will come when you can figure that out. I think you're right. Your purpose right now is at odds with that, and that's frustrating, but cool and relatable. That my purpose was at odds with the tattoos too. I wanted to just invest in the humor, the character, all these things. And then my purpose grew and shifted into what I believe now is, helping people find their true selves and their confidence, and expressing themselves to the fullest and being the person they want to be. And I did that myself, and I was like, this adds to it. I'm a walking example of my life has improved since doing these changes. And, it does add to my purpose, which, came along when my purpose changed. And I think that could happen for you. Once you, achieve your goals in bodybuilding, you go, what's next for me? And then, maybe that's the point where this does add, this does, or at least doesn't conflict with what you're doing.
I think the tattoos make Dom look fucking sick though.
Dude, it's, what's crazy? It looks different on Dom. It does. And I get nothing but I get so much hate comments about my tattoos on my YouTube channel. Yeah, crazy. So many people your tattoos are shit. It was real. You get a Chipotle bag. A lot of all these comments. But in real life, I get so many compliments from anyone from women to men to older people to it doesn't matter. People compliment it. It's bold. They're I love it. And on my my personal stuff, people also compliment it and really enjoy it.
Your personal content.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's just it's not if I were to create this character from scratch, it's not the tattoos I would put on the character.
I gotcha.
Yeah. And it just looks different. I look different when I'm in character. My face looks different. It's just whatever. It doesn't I think it still looks good, but I can see why some people feel it doesn't really match. And other people a lot of people just project when it comes to things like tattoos. You're you see somebody making a choice that is hard for people to make. It's not that they would get the tattoos, but I see it as I'm making a tough decision where I'm going to do something bold for myself. And a lot of people can't do that for whatever it is. And it might reflect in something in them of I can't make tough choices for myself. And that's frustrating. You know, a lot of
Yeah.
people live in that, like whether it's quitting your job or doing something else, you know, going after your dreams, like it might bring out something as like this person can make a choice for themselves and commit to it. And some people can't. And that's where I feel like some of the deeper meanings, other people are just assholes. Other people just want to make, you know, comments. That
There's a
feel
lot of those.
Yeah.
Most of the comments are those.
And other people just don't like it. You know, there's a ton of different reasons, but it's just funny to see the difference in my character stuff getting hate comments on it, and in real life and in my real personal, like social media doesn't.
That's so fucking interesting.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Man, I mean, some people definitely just don't like change. That's for sure.
Yeah.
Some of them just can't handle change. A lot of people just want to hold on to that like fantasy or like vision that they have for something, and once it changed, it like breaks their reality.
Yeah.
And then for sure, there's the other half of people that like, honestly, a lot of the comments, the people who like take the time to even say anything most of the time on the comment section are fucking tards anyways.
They're just trolls looking to vent or looking for attention and getting, you know, top comments by saying unoriginal, you know, like copy pasted shit they saw on other memes, whatever. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah. Taylor Wong asks, does eating ass count as cardio?
Depends on how long you're down there, man. Yeah, it definitely can, you know. Get your heart rate up.
That's some crazy shit, bro. That's some crazy. Tell
me your heart rate's not up when you're doing it, and tell me that's not cardio.
Holy shit! What do you got to be doing, dude? Shit. I had a podcast with this porn star. Mm-hmm. He's actually he's a really really cool guy. He's a good friend, but his name is Maximo Garcia. He's like Spanish or something, and he used to work out at zoo, and he says the way he works out is he goes to the gym, lifts weights like normal, but then his rests are like 15 to 30 seconds. Then he goes back to a new thing, and then 15 seconds, and then goes back, and then 15 seconds rest, and then goes to something else. And he says that's what conditions him for porn.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, it's you know about keeping your heart rate in control, right?
Yeah, I guess so. I mean, he's definitely using his muscles. I guess.
Yeah, he knows what he's doing.
Shit's crazy. Tricky6 asks, what happened to NARP PM?
Oh yeah, I just NARP PM, the car show. I touched on that a little bit earlier. Yeah, it just it wasn't making sense financially. Me, Zach, and Nick have other jobs and priorities we need to focus on, and until we can figure out how to make it work, and that starts really with me and being able to fund it, then the other guys can commit more time to it. But at the moment, we all have a lot of other things on our plate, and it's a little difficult to get back into it, but we will.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
That's cool. It sounds like a lot of people are really excited about that.
They love it, man. I loved it. It was probably my favorite thing I've ever created. Yeah.
Damn, that's fucking sick.
Yeah.
You have to get back to it then.
I know I have to. I know. It's just like I have to. There's so many considerations to like just be able to do it. I mean, like the guy described me at the question, like Zach has so many other things going on with Hoonigan, and at a bare minimum, we need to find the time to be able to get together and do it. Mm-hmm. And then Nick is like an actual TV producer, so we're just lucky that he's our friend and like we'll shoot this shit and edit it for us. But
that's so dope.
Yeah. So
fuck. All right.
Yeah.
Well, I got one last question that I ask everybody at the end of every podcast. But if you were to die tomorrow and you could have one message that you could send to the entire world, what would you say?
Just spend more time being the person you want to be. Whatever it is you want to be, whatever it is that's holding you back, just make steps to be that person. You will enjoy your life so much more. Like we don't know when it's going to end. You don't know what you're going to get from it. But whatever you do get from it, you will enjoy much more if you are yourself and you're the best version of yourself. And you constantly just strive to be that. Yeah, I think a lot of people just hold themselves back and are afraid to just really lean into who they are. And I think it makes for better people. It makes for more fun, happier, kinder people. And I want to be around more happy, kind people. And I want everyone to enjoy their life as much as I have. You know, I've lived a very enjoyable, fun life, and I want other people to enjoy it as much as I have.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So get my neck tat and take more steroids.
That's it, man. Make crazy decisions. Let's do it.
Where can everybody find you?
You can find me on YouTube at BroScience Life. You can find me on Instagram at Mazzetti or at Mike Tornabene. That's my personal. My clothing brand, theshellcorp.com. We got a bunch of new stuff coming out next year. We just did a drop for Black Friday. Just donated some to this handsome gentleman here.
Sir. Great donation.
And returning soon, RPM, my YouTube channel, Mike Tornabene, where I'll get back to posting my personal life and my car stuff.
Awesome. Fuck yeah, man.
Cool.
Mike Tornabene.
Yes, sir.
Thank you, bro.
No problem. Thanks for having me.
Thanks for coming on again, dude.
Of course, dude.
That was awesome. That was fun.
Yeah.
Everybody, you guys already know him. Mr. BroScience, Mazzetti, Mike Tornabene himself. If you don't, and then if you guys would like to support the podcast, you can by supporting us with a 5-star on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or anywhere you find your podcast, and then also subscribing to the YouTube channel. It helps us immensely and allows us to get super fucking sick ass guests like the one you've listened to today, Mike. So thank you guys for listening again. Transparent.
All right.
Thanks, brother.
Thank you guys.
All right. Peace.